Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Sunday reset. I'm super excited to have you joining me today. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. I'm getting started today by writing down my to-do list. So what I like to do is take a second to write down all the things that are not on my normal everyday cleaning list, things that I want to get done that maybe happen, a couple times a month or a couple times, every couple months, but things that just need to get done that are a little bit out of the norm. Today, there were a couple of heavy duty things that needed to happen, like cleaning my guest room and cleaning my refrigerator, things that were pretty terrible that really needed to get done. But first off, I'm going to get it started by dusting off this hutch area that I have in my kitchen. I love these decorative shelves so much. Danny and I went back and forth about how we wanted to have these in here, but we decided to have them in a closed hutch cabinet because we wanted it to look, seamless with the rest of the kitchen. I'm just showing you really quickly how dusty it is in here. Even though it is in an enclosed cabinet, it still gets dusty, shockingly. It's not too bad, but it was pretty dusty. So I'm just going to take a second to take everything down shelf by shelf and to wipe it down. I'm using the Mrs. Meyer's all-purpose cleaner today in the color Snowdrop. That is my all-time favorite color, It's clear, so it's definitely not my favorite color, but it is my favorite scent. And that's what I'm using today. So I'm just spraying it down and wiping it down. And before I stop talking here for a second, I just want to talk really quickly about my cabinets. If you are new to my channel, we have recently moved into our house. This is a new build. We moved in December, and we had our purchased cabinets. No, we purchased our cabinets, from cabinets.com, which was scary and turned out to be fantastic. My builder was like, wait, you're ordering your cabinets online? And the price of everything while we were building during a pandemic was super duper high, and we were trying to find a way to cut down our costs where we could, and ordering our cabinets from a manufacturer online was significantly cheaper than having them custom built local to where we were. So they turned out to be fantastic. I would highly recommend checking them out if you are in the market for a remodel, or if you're in need of cabinets for somewhere in your home. I would highly recommend you check out cabinets.com. That's where we got all of the cabinets in our house. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I just wanted to share that. I try to share, money saving tips whenever I can, and this was one of them, and we love them. The next thing I decided to do was to clean the glass on these cabinets. This was not on my to-do list, but I was here. I figured I might as well get it done. Already checking things off the list. Feels so good. I'm using an A5 planner, by the way. I do have this linked in my Amazon store if you're interested. And next up, I'm going to go up to my entryway and I'm going to dust off the table in this entryway. Now, this table I've mentioned many times. It was purchased at Salvation Army for $8. It is a hot mess. Danny had tightened it up before. It is loose again. I need to have him go in and tighten it up again. So you're going to see it wobble all kinds of crazy, but he is going to fix it for me eventually when, you know, we remember that that needs to happen. When I was doing all of this cleaning, Danny was somewhere else, so I couldn't have him do it then, but I don't remember what he was working on. You're going to see him in a little bit when I ask him to help me with something else, but just taking the second to take all of that decor off and dust underneath. It does not happen very often. Once I get things decorated, I don't always take them down, but it is a good idea to do, you know, from time to time because stuff gets super dusty. And again, we're checking something off the list. Next up, we're going to be dusting my plants. Lots of dusting happening today. But if you are not dusting your plants regularly, I would highly recommend that you start. Some people choose to do this only a couple times a year as like a seasonal thing, but you definitely need to be doing this at least once a month. I'm now going to be using this plant spray that I got from the Modern Farmhouse. I'll have that linked for you down below. I talked about this in a previous video. I love it. I think it is doing wonders for my plants. That's actually a new plant baby right there that I just recently purchased. And I've got some of my clippings that I had propagated right here that I just recently planted. So super excited to see that plant growing. But the reason why it's so important that you are dusting off your plants every month is because the dust and everything that is in dust, I'm not going to talk about it here because it might totally gross you out, but everything that is in dust, when it sits on your plants, it creates a film, and that film prevents the plants from getting an adequate amount of sunlight, and the sunlight obviously is what feeds your plants. So definitely recommend that at least once a month you are cleaning your plant. You don't have to use a plant spray if you don't want to. You can just use a clean rag to, dry clean rag to wipe them off. Literally just dust every single petal or every single leaf, and it seems tedious. It's really not. You can just kind of cradle the leaves in your hand and you'll wipe them off, and then you can use a plant spray if you would like. A lot of times plants need a little extra moisture, things like ivies or orchids or rubber plants. They like a little bit of extra humidity, so spraying them down regularly is really, really helpful. Just a quick update on my Robo vacuum as it comes around here. This is by Yeedi. I talked about this in the past couple of Sunday resets, and what I just did right now is I had a bunch of dirt from one of the plants I was cleaning all over the counter, and so I saw that it was coming. I wiped it all onto the floor, and now the vacuum is going to clean it up. So this vacuum I have mentioned already, but I just want to tell you guys I am still loving this thing. I use it every single day, sometimes more than once in a day. What it's doing right here is it's just going back and forth to make sure it's getting all the crumbs from those edges. It has a little edging brush that like pulls the dirt away from the sides. I'm just so impressed. The one we had years ago, it must just have been when they were first coming out, and it just did not do as good. And this just, it blows my mind, you guys. So you'll see me just kind of swiping things onto the floor because I know that that vacuum is coming around and is going to pick it up. This plant right here, I wanted to show you the pot. This pot, I just talked about these in my porch video, my front porch video, which I'll have linked for you down below. But they're from Better Homes and Gardens at Walmart. I am so in love with these. They remind me of something I would see, by Joanna Gaines or by, Studio McGee. They're that very like farmhouse look, and I just love them. So highly recommend that you check those out. They're actually really affordable too. That pot, it's smaller, but it's less than $6. So worth it. And next up is the monthly cleaning of the dog. So this is Charlie. She is my Chiweenie. She is 6, and she is getting her monthly bath. She doesn't hate it, but it's not her favorite thing either. She's so good about it. She just sits here in the sink, but it's not her favorite thing to do. But she does get, kind of dry, and so I have to use a moisturizing shampoo on her. She's got really, really short hair, so we got to keep her nice and clean. But because her hair is so short and she's so little, she's super easy to clean and super easy to dry. And as you can see, she's also super easy to love because she is just so cute. This bar was not on my to-do list, but I forgot that I had this. Michaela and I had gone to the mall because she wanted to pick up some clothes. She's been doing a lot of weekend babysitting, so she's been earning her own money. And because she is doing that, I promised her that I would take her to the mall when she wanted to spend it. So it also meant that I took a trip to Bath & Body Works. I love their wallflowers. They were on sale. Normally they're like $7.50, but they were on sale for $2.95. They were super duper cheap. So I picked up, I think, 11 of them because when they're on sale, I just try to grab them. A couple of the scents are things I buy all the time, like Endless Weekend and the Warm Vanilla Sugar. But some of the other ones were new, like that Fiji Sands or whatever it was called. So this is the cabinet that I keep all of my smelly good things in. I've got a few candles. I'm not a big candle person. I'd rather have, a scent all the time, not just when I can babysit the flame. But I've got a lot of wallflowers in there, and I also have a ton of wax melts. I really do need to organize this though, so that'll be coming up in a future video. And now we move into the guest room. You guys, this is a little bit embarrassing. It is such a mess in here. I have all of my planner stuff that I love and adore that I thought I wanted to have on display, but it's just messy looking. I've got tons of decor on the floor down here that I, moved while I put up spring stuff. Ronan loves to use this room and hang out, and then the kids do homework and stuff in here. Danny's in an online class that he does in here. I pay bills in here. It's just, it's a hot mess in here. So I'm going to take a second to put everything away, find a home for everything, and we're going to get this place cleaned up. wardrobe there that I've been putting things in the drawers, that I actually purchased on Facebook Marketplace. I've talked about this before in my videos. I like to purchase furniture from Facebook Marketplace that I intend to, you know, renovate and make over. So that's one of them. I'm going to be redoing that. I'm not sure if it's going to be paint or what, but stay tuned. It is going to be coming up in an upcoming video. I need to get this guest room fixed up. As you can see, the mattress is still on the floor. I don't have a bed frame for it yet. My desk is falling apart. I have had that desk for like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do in this room. So before I went and purchased a bunch of things, I wanted to get like a game plan, and I do want it to, you know, match with the rest of my house. So I want it to be, you know, farmhouse and vintage, and so I haven't just purchased anything. I'm really big about like sitting on stuff, thinking about it. I don't have to have things right away. I would rather have things that are correct than, you know, trying to purchase things right away. That's something I've had to learn over the years. I'm old now, so I think I've learned that lesson, but eventually this room is going to look completely different. But as of right now, we just needed a place where, you know, we could come in here and shut the door, have quiet space to work and to, you know, learn, do whatever it is that we're doing in here. And so that's what we've been doing, but it is not going to look like this forever. You also see I've got a couple of dining room chairs in here. That's the gray that my chairs used to be before I painted them black, which they're not staying that way, but I just have to have the time for that too. But we use one here at the desk, and then we keep the other one in here as well, so that when we need extra chairs at the table, they're just easy to grab instead of being in the basement or in the garage. They're just easily accessible, so that's why they're in here. Don't mind my calendar that still says January, but eventually I'll change it. But right now I'm just going to ask that Danny help me get this vacuum up on the wall. We had plans for this vacuum to be in the cleaning closet. However, where they put the plug, it just couldn't happen. So Danny went ahead and hung that up for me here in the guest room, and it is still kind of hidden behind this dresser here, which I'm thankful for, but I just needed it up off the floor. So the next thing that we're doing is we are cleaning the fridge. Now, as you can see, my refrigerator is pretty darn empty, and that's because we were about to be leaving for vacation, and so we were going to visit some family, and I didn't want to have a bunch of food in there. So what you see, like, we were going to be leaving, the following couple of days, and so I just wanted us to finish what we had in here. So it's pretty bare, but that's okay. I'm going to refill it when we get back. You can see that in the next video when I refill the fridge. But right now, while it was pretty empty, I just wanted to take some time to wipe it all down. Things get messy in there. I try to do this about once a month or once every other month, depending on how it's looking. And it just keeps it clean, and it makes the job so much easier if I stay up on it. Back in Vegas, I fell way behind in cleaning the fridge, and I hated this job because everything was always like caked on there. My kids are much older now. Everybody is pretty good about keeping the refrigerator clean though, so it's not as hard of a job. It's definitely much easier, but just doing it regularly makes my life so much easier. All of these shelves obviously come out, but it wasn't that messy. I didn't need to like take them out and wash them in the sink. I just needed to wipe things down, and I'm just using that all-purpose spray again from Mrs. Meyer's, and there's nothing like a clean fridge. It really does just make life so much easier when everything is in its home, easy to find, and cleaned off. the last thing on my to-do list today, which wasn't written down, but it needed to happen, is the taking out of the recyclables. So we try to recycle as much as possible. However, that just means that we are constantly taking these bags out. So we just use paper bags. We fill them up with the recyclables and we take them out every 2 to 3 days. I've got 3 or 4 bags in there. So we just take them out regularly, and it does really cut down on our trash, obviously, and our global impact, right? Trying to recycle, and we recycle as much as we possibly can. And I'm also about to get all of the cans and bottles and put them in this bag. The boys and Danny will take them down to the recycle, like the can return. I don't know what that's called. If he were here, I would ask him, but he's not. He is somewhere else. But they take it in and then they get some money back. So, and they use that money to do something fun with it. I mean, it's very minimal. I think last time they took the cans, they made like $17, but still, it's kind of fun. $17. Take it over to the thrift store and find some new treasures. But yes, we definitely try to recycle as much as we possibly can. And just like that, I am checking the last thing off of my cleaning list. On the side here, you see some things I need to do for Griffin's birthday party coming up. I printed up his birthday invitations and also worked on the favor cards and these cute little cupcake toppers. So those are things I've got to work on. But I wanted to point out that while I was doing all those other things, the sink filled up with dishes. Lunch was had. Michaela was babysitting, so we had extra friends over at the house, which, is just a typical Sunday. I wanted to show you that behind the scenes, real life is happening. So although it seems like I've got it all together and my house is always spotless, it really is not. Like, real life is happening. So I want to thank you guys for coming along on this video with me, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to have you subscribe and come back for more. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.